Well, where's my Bible?
Good morning from Berkeley Springs. This is another episode of Peg Perry's Prognostications on 4/17/2020, the crown of St. Stephen.
Good on.
Good on.
Well, good morning. Since yesterday I spoke on St. Emmerich, who was the son of St. Stephen, who was the first king of Hungary. And I was teaching about the Hungarian chapel, etc., etc., etc. I thought that I would add to this. It's about the crown of St. Stephen. I mentioned in the talk yesterday that they snuck that crown over into our country when the Hungarians fled and came here, but during the Carter administration it was sent back. But I wanted to explain to you why that crown is so important to those people, because St. Stephen, who was the first king of Hungary, who was the father of St. Emmerich, which we get our name, St. Stephen, the first king of Hungary, was crowned by the Pope. And that's very important to those people. It's now back in Hungary in a special place, but that crown is important. And then I got to thinking, that's interesting, because we speak of our Lord and King of Kings. In fact, he said to St. Faustina, before I come as a just judge, I'm coming first as King of mercy. Well, a king has a crown on his head. Well, to add to this with the crown, speaking of St. Stephen, I forgot to do this. When the crown, this is what the crown looks like. I tried to draw a picture. But the crown had a cross on the crown. Is that in the picture?
Yes.
It had a cross on the crown. But the cross, because under persecution, sometimes they had to hide the crown, part of their country, that crown, it got bent. It got bent, that's why it's crooked, the cross on that crown. And they wanted to straighten the crown. They wanted to straighten it up and put it straight up on that crown. But the people said, no, it's part of the history of their country. It shows the history of their country and how it was hidden and saved, and that's why it's important, the crown of St. Stephen. So I was thinking today about the word crown. We say that Jesus is coming as King of Kings. A king has a crown on his head. A crown designates the importance of the person. Well, what I wanted to tell you is, who first wrote the first crown over Jesus? Who first identified the first crown? Would you believe it was Pontius Pilate? It was Pontius Pilate. In the scriptures, it said, it read, this is John chapter 19, the crucifixion of Jesus. And there were crucified with him two others, one on either side, with Jesus in the middle. Pilate, here it is, also had an inscription written and put on the cross. It read, Jesus the Nazarene, King of the Jews. Who put it there? Pilate. Now many of the Jews read this inscription because the place where Jesus was crucified was near the city. And it was written in Hebrew, Latin, and Greek. So the chief priests of the Jews said to Pilate, do not write the King of the Jews, but that he said, I am the King of the Jews. Pilate answered, what I have written, I have written. In every Catholic church, there is a crucifix. And above that crucifix, and I don't know if you can see it close, it's INRI. It's above that cross. INRI. Some crucifixes it has it this way. On this one it's this way. And it's INRI. It means, it's a inscription. Jesus, of Nazareth, King of the Jews. In every church, there is a crucifix, and we have that in every crucifix. It's over the head of Jesus. It's the crown. Jesus of Nazareth, King of the Jews. And I wanted to share that with you because Jesus said to St. Faustina, before I come as a just judge, I'm coming first as King of mercy. King has a crown, King of mercy. Before the day of justice arrives, there'll be given to people a sign in the heavens of this sort. All light in the heavens will be extinguished, the great darkness. Then the sign of the cross will be seen in the sky. From the hands and the feet where the saber nail will come forth great lights, which will light up the earth for a period of time. This will take place before the last day. He's coming back, not as judgment. He said, I'm coming back as King of mercy. And when we say, Hail, Holy Queen, Mother of Mercy, the Blessed Mother is the mother of that King of mercy. We should have great respect for her, but I wanted to explain to you about the crucifix that hangs in every Catholic church, and we have it in our homes. Thank you for listening.